What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Second Street. I hope you're all having a very good day today. Here we are on Monday, and you know what? Here we are. We're getting ready to go into Thanksgiving already. Can you believe it's already here? You know, there's some people out there I've heard repeatedly this year talking about how this year has just drug along. It seems like so much, like it just seemed like to drag on forever and ever and ever. It's going on. I've been saying the whole time, I don't think so, man. This year is friggin' flying by. But I don't know. That's maybe just if you ask me. So I hope you're all having a very good day today. And there is so much news in the MCU right now. I'm like, dude, I honestly don't know what I'm going to talk about today. Because that sun's really beating in there, isn't it? There's just a lot of things that are going on right now. Let me know if you guys heard about any of that stuff. I know Josh over at the Den of Nerds, he was talking about some of that stuff over on the live streaming channel this morning about what's going on with Deadpool, how they already brought on these writers, and these writers you can obviously say, have been very successful in their past writing stuff. They were writing Bob's Burgers. Is that what it was? And they are supposedly coming in to pen the script for the new Deadpool 3 movie, which is going to be very interesting, seeing how that's going to go on the rest through, just going on through the MCU, because there's been much talks of Deadpool going to be one of those guys who's going to be kind of crossing over into all these things, breaking that fourth wall and possibly bringing in all of these multiversal characters and everything. As we know, that's getting ready to explode, coming up with Wanda Vision. We got some Wanda Vision news as well, which kind of really feeds into Doctor Strange news as well. And well, don't forget, we've also got those Ms. Marvel leaks too, right? Those set photos. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a little bit about some of that. Let me know down in the comments below if you've heard of these things, what you think about them, and what do you think. Hey, what do you think about that thumbnail? I thought it was kind of funny. Did you see who's on there? It's funny. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I had to close the door so I don't bug my kids who are probably watching some TV right now. We're watching some TV and having some breakfast. Yeah, so let's see, how are you all doing today? Let's see, we got Lord Veedo, my man. What is up, my brother? How are you doing? My favorite Porter, Mike Porter. Yova Rodz, how are you doing, my man? What is up? So officially, I got the brace off today, and I start work tomorrow. Since I work 9 p.m. to 5 a.m., I might normally be asleep on these days, but I'll definitely be catching replays. Oh, for sure. 9 p.m. to 5. Okay, so that's like 6 my time. Yeah. 6 to 2. Yeah. That's rough. That's like kind of like the hours that my wife works. She works like 10-hour shifts? 10-hour shifts. But yeah, I hear you. Nice. Good deal though, man, and hopefully all goes well with that, getting the brace off and everything. Hope all is going well with you. XR my man, how are you doing? What is up? Yes, always good to see all you guys, always good to see you. Let's see, what else we got? 313 long intro. Long intro. That's long. Yeah, well, hey. One, I don't have the countdown timer. Hey, plus, I mean, yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's like, you know what it is? That one guy copied off of me. That one guy, he copied off of me. With those long intros. He took they listened to my griping, and they took down the countdown timer. They took off the countdown timer. And got rid of the copy song. I want my copy song back. Anybody else want that copy song back? Don't act like you don't want that copy song back. Okay, so let's see. Did you see what I sent you? No, I don't think I did. I don't think I did see what you sent. Heavy spoilers posted about Mando episode 5 also. Okay, nice. Star Wars Santa, how are you doing, guys? Make sure you go check out Star Wars Santa. He's going to be starting his stream here in about 20 minutes or so. Make sure you go check it out. Christopher Barker says, listening to some music to start the day. Nice. All right. Good deal, man. What are you listening to? Ask Josh for the coffee song link. Yeah, you can play it instead. All right. Yeah. It can be it can only be solved by a PS5 giveaway. Yeah, I know, right? That coffee song was great. So, what do you guys think about all this news that we've got going on with all this MCU stuff, man? One of the things I want to talk about. Is, first off, Ms. Marvel, ReeferMan Reviews. My man Wayne, how are you doing? All right, yeah. All right. Landon TLB, thank you for being here. So, what, the other day, I think it was on Friday, I was out working, and, there was recently some set leaks, some set photos from the Ms. Marvel show that has obviously started production. Is this production for this show already? Or is this production, maybe this is going to be in the Wanda Vision show? I'm just kidding. That's already done. It's all ready to go, right? It's coming out in January. Who knows? They could be interjecting it in there. Point being is we got these set photos, and I've seen this video by, what used to be Josh's McQueen. Yeah, Grace Randolph. She was doing this video. She did this video, and believe me, I don't watch much Grace Randolph, but I did happen to watch this video because it showed up. Talking about these leaks, these set photos of Ms. Marvel, and you see her in the little like Captain Marvel outfit, and she's you see her there with her friend, and she's climbing on top of this this rooftop doing something. They look like they're dressed. It looks like it's Halloween, right? Right? They look like it's Halloween. Now, one of the things that Grace Randolph was saying was, obviously, like, hopefully this isn't her suit, and she's not gonna be, like, wearing this thing, like, kind of, as a first suit, I guess, if you will, something like a dime store suit, or like Miles Morales did in that one movie. You know what I'm talking about. But the point being is she was like, oh my god, like this looks terrible. Hopefully, she's like, it's probably just a Halloween thing. And like, yeah, I mean, that looks kind of obvious. But even one of the other things she was talking about was if this is where it kind of goes down, hopefully they don't take this character down this road because it is she is a Muslim character, and she don't want them to lose that authentic feeling with the Muslim character, right? And how that would be a travesty if Marvel went and did that. Now, here's the thing I've got to say is, Grace, you're crazy if it comes down to something like that. Because, I mean, Kevin Feige, I think he pretty much knows that and isn't going to allow that to happen. But not only that, this being the case, I actually like this idea because seeing her in that suit, in that Ms. Marvel, in that Captain Marvel suit. She's also got that jacket. When she's riding the bike, she got that jacket with the patch and everything on there, right? You can tell she really looks up to the character of Captain Marvel. Now, the thing is she Grace was talking about the fact that she is a Muslim character and how they have their Muslim traditions, and it would be terrible if they lost that just due to just trying to make the show work and some of those certain things. And I get what she's saying, but here's the thing is I really think that given the character and those kinds of things, seeing that suit and all that kinds of stuff, where it wouldn't be something that's maybe so traditional, I think part of that is what plays into the character, where you see this Muslim kid who's new, who's living in the United States and has this family who has who really honors their heritage and lives that lifestyle still, right? They don't want to lose their culture. And seeing the fact that she would be in America and how she would become Americanized, right? So you would see that process of her being a Muslim and looking up to this this American character and how she wants to be that, and how her parents wouldn't like that, obviously, given the fact of their traditional, their cultural background, right? So there was something that would be very looked down upon. It's something she kind of struggles with in the comic books, right? Is her Muslim identity. But I think the thing doing that really is good about something like that is showing how she is Muslim, but she looks up to this American character, and she's always like, oh, it's all great. But then at some point, what's going to happen? Because I know this just from being kids. What she's going to do is she will it's going to become one of those things where she's like, yeah, like this, I do like this character, but I'm also my own person, and I do really like and respect my heritage. As much as there is some of the things within my culture that I don't like, I still am this. I'm not that. And I'm going to be my own hero. Right? So I think that would be something very good to actually show, is that struggle that a kid goes through, that a teenager would go through with those kinds of an identity crisis, if you will, due to not even racial tensions, but just the difference in cultures of how they are, of the environment in which she's being raised in, where she feels like she don't want to be just necessarily tied down to her culture and limited to just that, because she sees so much great things going on in American society. She looks up to this American hero, but through that she does kind of realize in herself, like, you know what, like, I am myself. I don't want to be just somebody else. I am my own person. I am my own character. So I think showing that journey is going to be what's important to this character. And I think that's something that Kevin Feige is really going to focus on. Now, I won't pretend to know about any kind of the culture or anything like that. So if there's anybody out there that knows anything about that, how their views on Halloween and stuff like that are, holidays, all these holidays that we all celebrate, I don't know. I'm unaware. I'm completely ignorant to it. So if you do know, please feel free to let me know down in the comments below, and let me know what you think about that. What do you think about, just kind of that? Because I'll tell you, like, it's something that I, as a teen, struggled with, and as a kid struggled with, is these things over here. Because, like, I know, here's the thing, is most people look at me like, oh, look at this white guy. Most people would also be like, oh, look at this spick, right? Hey, I'm just saying, these are the things that people say. Hey, this is the world I grew up in. This is how I grew up. But it was the same thing where, like I'm mostly Mexican, right? My father, he was had like some German, some Danish, some Native American, because my grandpa, he was Indian. Just all kinds of things in my background. Like, the least thing I am is white. But growing up, this is a struggle I still dealt with. Hell, I'm mostly Mexican, but, like, that white half in me, people look at me, the Mexican kids be like, what was this white dude? Plus, I didn't know Spanish. My mom didn't teach me Spanish. She didn't know Spanish. So, naturally, I wasn't necessarily accepted or, welcome by the Hispanic community when I was growing up, by the Mexican kids. And not all of it. It wasn't, like, terrible. But there were times when it's like, really? Like, y'all being kind of assholes over nothing. And, of course, naturally, you think, oh, well, white people were the same way. Oh, look at this. What's this dirty Mexican over here? Right? Same thing. So that's how I, like, me growing up knowing some of these things, just through some of my experiences, I kind of know and get that struggle. And so I get it, where you're like, well, like, how one is grown up, like, I could imagine that being full, like Muslim in this case, and being all like that, growing up in that culture. That's your culture, and you want more than that. But then you kind of really see, you will get out in the world and see, like, not everybody's accepting of that. Not everybody likes that, and you have to take the things that you are, the things that you can't change about yourself. You got to embrace those things and go with it. These aren't the things, and these are the things that, like, when people are tearing people, these are the things that are bad. Like, you can change your physical, like, you chubby, you fat, you can get buff, whatever, but you can't change these things about yourself. And that's the real struggle, and that's where a lot of people's identity crisis come into in the first place, because the way the world is, it teaches you to look at these things, to look at your race and your culture, and be either proud or ashamed of it, right? Because people are always going to take it and poke at it because it's something they know you'll react to. But then also thinking about the struggle of identity and this identity crisis within one's own body as well. There's many people that don't have very healthy outlooks upon themselves. Whether that's their physical looks, their mental state, and things like that. A lot of these things really do play into each other when it comes into this. So I think a lot of those things will be covered in this show, because I think that's something that is kind of inherent to this character. And the struggle, just from what I know, because I won't pretend to be some Ms. Marvel expert, but just from what I know of this character and what I've read, that's kind of her struggle, is dealing with that. And not only that, but then that also plays into the struggle of her dealing with having to hide her identity as a superhero. But then we know there's going to be even more than that. So I don't know. Just saying some of those, like I said, I was watching the Grace Randolph thing and she was commenting on it. I'm like, I really think that's a good thing. That's something they should actually play into, is the Americanization of her. Like, my wife is Japanese. My wife is full Japanese. But she's Americanized, right? And here's the thing is, a lot of the times you can tell she loves her culture and everything like that, and wants to be more in connection with it. We go to visit her aunt and her uncle, who they speak. They don't really speak English, so she goes up there. She just loves going up there, and they love the kids. The kids love going up there to see him. So there's something that we all have to hold on to when it comes to those kinds of things. And a lot of that, like it comes down to peer pressures and things like that as well. And I think I honestly think that's something that's going to be explored throughout the course of this show, in growing this character and through her show and everything, going through that, and then into the movies. I think it's going to be something pretty cool, but I don't know. That's just me. That's just if you ask me. Let me get into the live chats to see what you guys are saying here. Let's see. Currently listening to a band called Inquisition. All right, Inquisition. I'll have to remember that. Inquisition. Look at the theory I DM'd you. We can talk about that. Oh, what? Okay, let's see where this is at. Was it? Would you tweeter me? Did you tweeter me? Actually, copy what you just said and post it in the chat. Right? Did you tweeter me? Let's see. What's this one here? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe we can do that tomorrow. Maybe we can do that tomorrow or Wednesday. I'll take a look at this. For sure. Yeah. 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 Okay. Spider-Man Show, thank you so much for being here. Can we please have a not today, Eric. Not today. Not today. Like I said, we got to plan it, man. We got to plan it. We got to plan it. Doesn't work in the live chat. Yeah. Yeah, because the dislinks are on there. Okay, but summarize if we can. But by the time Tracy's stream will be almost over. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, absolutely. Great to see you getting back to work. And that's something I was. That's a different discussion for a different time. I think I was talking about on one of the members only streams the other day, or a couple weeks ago. Guessing Ms. Marvel is supposed to be like a female Spider-Man character. Not really. I'm like, she's stretchy. Didn't you play the game? Have you played the game? We're seeing. She's all stretchy, and I can't remember what all of her. I don't know all of her powers, but for the most part, that's what it is. Like, she's kind of like Captain Stretch, and she gets all big, and her hands get all big, and she's all. And it's really great because like sometimes she'll get like nervous and shit, and her hands like. Yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Star Wars Santa says, my experience is that there's just as much variation in cultural practices among Muslims in America as there is in any other religious group. Right. You're a Tanakin, right? Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. You don't have to be a brown person to be Muslim. Right. Right. Yeah, absolutely. But that's one of the things they always focus on when they talk about the character is that heritage and everything. And that's the thing I always say. I'm like, well, it's kind of anyway. I'm sure you really. Oh man. But absolutely, only two things that can't be changed are race and gender. Right. Surprised you didn't correct Josh when he said Ms. Marvel wrong. He don't listen to me. You know why? Because he does it on purpose. That's what all these YouTubers do. Is they mispronounce names to get. It's like remember the whole meme thing. Remember when memes came out, right? When it was first a thing, and people were like, oh, they misspelled this because they realized and that's when they realized oh, a misspelled word on a picture gets you to react. It turns you into a grammar Nazi. And that was kind of the whole. That's where memeing started, right? There's all those misspelled words in a meme that was great, otherwise great, right? Like, oh, I can't believe they misspelled there. It's there, and there. Don't you know the difference? If you don't know the difference, get off the internet. That's where it all started. And then it went on from there. People realized, oh, that's all I gotta do to make a viral freaking meme? Is misspell a word in a otherwise good and snarky meme? Then the races were on. A couple of years later, as the great meme wars were ramping up, 2016 happened. We don't remember that, right? But yeah, these YouTubers, they do it all the same. I can't change my race. Boy, I'm privileged, right? Yeah, tweet. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. You have a planet? What? Freeman Cooper, thank you so much for being here. I hope all is well. Louis the 13th, thank you so much for being here. Her powers is polymorph. Right. Okay. Yeah. She kind of. Okay. Jabba the Fett. We'll see, Eric. We'll see. Maybe so. Maybe next Monday. They got him in the chat for that. Oh, right. Yeah. Ms. It's not Miss. M-I-S-S. Miss. It's not Mrs. Ms. Yes, but Ms. Marvel acts like Peter Parker. She runs around being a teenager with power. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in that sense, yeah. Did anyone ever tell you that you would make a great Joker? Yeah, I probably so. See, and that's the thing is here's the thing is I think I could probably play a great villain. You know what I mean? I think I could play a great villain. But also, I think I could probably play a great hero too. Maybe not a great one. Hell, Hydra. You're always smiling and a little crazy. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. It's not actually there or not anything else. Here, Waza. What I missed there? So yeah, and also, but that's just one of the things with that Kamala Khan stuff coming up that I would expect out of the show. Like I said, I seen Grace Randolph's video. She was talking about it. I'm like, I think all these things are probably good things and probably things that they're going to interject into the show, right? Especially for younger audiences, because this, let's face it, this character of all characters, Ms. Marvel, is for younger audiences. It's not one that's for dudes my age. There's dudes out there who read the Ms. Marvel comics and they like them, and that's cool. Hey, you like what you like, and hey, different people like different things. But I know this character isn't one that's aimed at me to be oh yay, Ms. Marvel. I know that, maybe Carol Danvers' Ms. Marvel was, because we all remember her, right? All right, Santa's out on all right. Yeah, as I say, I know Santa was going live at 9. Make sure you know what you do is you open up a second tab where you have me on your phone and you have him on the computer. Thur is the way they spell there, and there. Oh, right. There. Right. Is the only way to spell there, and there. Okay. Gotcha. That's funny. But now I want to get into another one of these leaks that I've seen out there, and that's kind of what that main thumbnail was. Was there was some supposed leaks. There was some supposed leaks for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness that had come out that I seen on Reddit. Yeah, that's right. I went to Reddit. I know. You don't do it. But they had this post over there, and it looked like it came from 4chan. And so, guys, if you don't want spoilers or anything like that, who knows? This stuff could be true. It actually sounds pretty likely. If you guys don't want spoilers, you might want to hit the bricks. Maybe go check out Santa's channel, his stream here, because a lot of this stuff is very good, and it sounds very likely to happen here concerning Doctor Strange. So, again, if you don't want spoilers, we're going, yeah. I don't know. Could this be? Let's get into this. It says here, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Mordo, and Wong, and the Ancient One return. It says the new characters are Clea, Jericho Drum, America Chavez, Cagliostro, and Nightmare, and Shuma-Gorath. Now, if you don't know who all those characters are, Clea, I won't pretend to know at all. Jericho Drum is Dr. Voodoo, or Mr. Brother Voodoo. If I'm not mistaken, because that's not his brother, right? Yeah, Jericho is, yeah. America Chavez is America Chavez. She's not even, she's an alien, all right? She's an alien. She took on the form of, anyway. Cagliostro, I know the name. I won't confess to really know this character that well. Nightmare, I'm not very familiar with, or Shuma-Gorath, but I do know Shuma-Gorath, and I'll talk a little bit about that here later. It says, Shuma-Gorath is an ancient entity that feeds off people's fear and wants to use America Chavez, a young girl who can create portals between universes, as a vessel to spread madness and consume the multiverse. Nightmare is Shuma-Gorath's shape-shifting, mind-bending enforcer who is sent to capture America Chavez. It says Doctor Strange and Wong rescue America Chavez and assemble a team to protect her, formed by Scarlet Witch, Mordo, Clea, and Drum. Scarlet Witch is learning how to control her powers with Doctor Strange. Clea is the Ancient One's estranged daughter, born with a connection to the dark dimension. Drum is a powerful voodoo witch doctor and former student at Comertage. Strange's plan to contact the spirit of Cagliostro, the sorcerer who originally defeated Shuma-Gorath, and learn how to reproduce his ritual. Mordo decides the Strange's plan is too dangerous and goes rogue and sets out to kill America before Shuma-Gorath can get to her. The final battle happens in Shuma-Gorath's realm of dead universes, populated by physical manifestations of people's worst fears and nightmares. Benedict Cumberbatch, Chitwell Ejiofor, Elizabeth Olsen, Benedict Wong, and Tilda Swinton are returning. Xochitl Gomez is cast as America Chavez. I didn't check out who that was. And David Diggs is cast as Jericho Drums. David Diggs. Why does that name sound familiar? David Diggs. I'm picturing his face and the name. I just can't picture him. I can't picture what else he played in. Bruce Campbell will play Dr. Druid, the Sorcerer Supreme of a parallel universe, in a small comedic role. Imagine that. Sam Raimi? Bruce Campbell? Yes, please. Jeremy Irons has been approached for Cagliostro. Charlize Theron passed on Clea, so Vanessa Kirby and Jodie Comer are the current forerunners for Clea. Nicholas Hoult is in early talks for Nightmare after Adam driver turned it down. Now that's very interesting. Some of this stuff coming here out of this leak here with Doctor Strange. Now I won't confess to know a whole lot about this history or anything. Some of these things that had happened in the comic books relating to Shuma-Gorath, Doctor Strange, and all of these things. But I do know that they do obviously have a pretty big. They've got a history together, and here's the thing. Is right now in Savage Avengers, we see even more of this playing out right now in the comic books, where we see, and that's why I got Conan in the thumbnail. Is that Conan or is that me? I don't know. Might be me. Anyway, point being is right now in the comic books we see they're actually fighting. They were fighting Kulan Goth, who was trying to bring back I can't remember what other beast it was he's trying to bring back, but what ended up happening is now Shuma-Gorath is back, right? And that's what they're currently working on. Now, a lot of this came when there was a team of them. Conan had actually been dropped into our time. And not really knowing what's going on. He was dropped into the Savage Land, but he started coming across a bunch of different characters. He came across Elektra. He's come across the Punisher, Wolverine, Doctor Strange, Brother Voodoo, all of these characters. I mean, you can see right there. See, I've got that poster right there. Even Venom. Oh, interesting. But a lot of these things going on right now, it could easily play in with a lot of these characters because they all kind of intersect. And really, I guess what's going on here is we can see with the inclusion of these characters, if this leak is true, again, this is something I've been talking about, is that every single one of these shows and every single one of these movies that we're getting going forward in the MCU is going to be exploding with a bunch of new characters into different situations and putting them in situations which allows the MCU to absolutely just explode the universe with all of these new characters, because no matter what anybody's going to tell you, they're all coming, all in due time. Some of them more quicker than others. Now here's the thing, and here's the reason why, is because some of these characters aren't big tentpole characters, so they're a lot easier to bring in. Right? It's a lot easier to bring in some of these characters, some of these newer characters and things like that, and do it in an easy fashion. And you want to do it that way while you're bringing in these great, really thought out villains along with them, right? Something that you can take your time and build up for those Doctor Dooms, for those Galactuses of the world, and all these things. And you do this by everything that they are doing, that it appears they're doing with Wanda Vision and even Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and even moving forward. And we can see that even what's tying in with Black Widow and Falcon and Winter Soldier is only furthering that same exact thing. Where we see in Falcon and Winter Soldier, it looks like we are dealing with super soldiers, them dealing with that. And we know out of that, we're going to get all kinds of the different super soldiers there. We know Black Widow. We already got Alexei, right? We've already got the Red Guardian, Russia's super soldier. So we can see these programs have been going on. So we're going to be getting all of these characters. We know we're getting John Walker. We know we're getting all of the other Captain Americas that there has been. All of these things are coming. And we can see all of these shows getting ready to come out are going to be introducing those characters and bringing them out. And I do think that Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be bringing out Red Hulk. Because I think General Ross is going to be maybe not a huge part, but he's going to be one of the overarching, maybe villains of the series altogether. He don't even have to be in it a lot, but I think he's going to be a big part of it, because according to an interview that he did in Black Widow, he was talking about a lot about General Ross, and it really sounded like Red Hulk is coming. We know Red Hulk is coming, right? Don't we already know that? So again, all of these series are doing this, and this leak really, to me, only sounds like they are, like, this leak sounds 100% legitimate, where they could be bringing these things in, these nightmares, bringing in, and here's one of the things I've been speculating about too. When we get this multiverse of madness, we get nightmare in there. We see where we seen it said that this is where we see some of these alternate versions of these characters, the worst nightmares and stuff like that. We've heard that this is also where they're going to be bringing in those other versions of Tony Stark, with Tom Cruise coming in to play Tony Stark, where we're going to have what's his name, Krasinski, coming in to play Hydra Cap, and all of these things, worst nightmares, alternate versions, right? Now, one of the things I was talking about the other day is, while that is cool, and while they very well may do that, and it looks like they're going to, let's look at it like this. Everybody wants Krasinski to come in and play Reed Richards. Everybody's going to be disappointed when he comes in and he's Hydra Cap, right? Even though he was originally going for cast for Captain America. What if, through this twisted multiverse, seeing these characters, I talked about this the other day, what if these characters that they are bringing in this movie are actually going to be, they're just other reality versions of these characters, maybe to subvert, better not say that these days, right? Especially with a Disney property, to subvert your expectations. Maybe they bring in Krasinski as Hydra Cap in that twisted multiverse of madness, and then later he actually comes in, because that was a twisted multiverse. Maybe he actually does come in as Reed Richards. You get introduced to him as Reed Richards, and they're like, oh no, that was a different universe. Yeah, he was actually this other character. And maybe Tom Cruise actually comes into play another Tony Stark, another character in the MCU. Maybe a good guy that's going to be in just, one movie, like not a big role or anything. Maybe he's going to be the bad guy. Maybe he's going to be one of the villains in a movie. I'm just saying. Because you think about it, this multiverse and this twisted multiverse, and we see that America Chavez, kind of what they're wanting to do with that, with these demons, these characters. It seems like that would be something that could easily be done, where you see these different versions of him, and it turns out that in our actual the MCU main continuity line, they are actually other characters. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't know how to explain it. Not like deja vu, but like, you know what I'm, right. I don't know, but that's if you ask me. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. All right, see you guys over saying, all right, Wayne. Love Ms. Marvel because of her power. All right. Yeah, again, I haven't really read a whole lot of it. I've read quite a bit, but not a lot, to get like a real feel for the character. So I'm trying to miss a lot of your stream due to work. Hope all is good. Yeah, all good, man. Hey, man, I totally understand. Hey, you're working. That's a plus, bro. That's a plus. Thank you so much for being here. I am True Skills. XR Raccoon says, there was a rumor a while ago, all of these characters and Doctor Strange 2 having two villains. So it sounds either accurate or using accurate rumors to make a fanfic. Right. What can we expect from Doctor Strange 2? Is Spider-Man going to play a role in it? Now, here's the thing: is I do think so. I think he would. I think Spider-Man could definitely play a role in Doctor Strange 2. Now, the interesting thing here is, in case you guys don't know, what happened eventually after Peter kind of exposed himself during Civil War with the Superhuman Registration Act, or like in the MCU, they had the Sokovia Accords. When he did that, everybody knew who he was, right? Revealed to the world. But then eventually what happened was him and Doctor Strange teamed up, and Doctor Strange kind of made put out like a spell or something that made everybody forget Peter's Peter's identity, Spider-Man's real identity, and this included even his loved ones. And I think the only people who knew was like him and Doctor Strange, as far as I remember. But I'm sure there's others out there too. There's probably other people that remember. But like even in one of the recent issues that I've read, even Black Cat was sitting there like talking to him. She's like, man, like we know each other, but like I don't have any memories. I don't have my memories of you. Like so she was kind of caught in this thing where like she knew that she loved and had an attraction to Spider-Man and his alter ego, but she didn't know who he was at that point, and she wanted to know who his secret identity was so she could come to terms with this. But anyway, so I think that's what it would be and also, with that talk, there's been all those talks with Spider-Man, with Doctor Strange going to be kind of Peter Parker's mentor going forward with kind of some of that stuff. Doctor Strange seems like a good fit for that. Although I still don't like the fact of it being a mentor, just like Tony Stark. Don't like the idea. It's bad. But I think that Doctor Strange being this, this mentor for him really only plays into that even that much more. The fact that really only plays into him being that next mentor to him, because Doctor Strange is going to help him in his problem and help the world forget his secret identity, right? And I think that's something that Peter's probably going to struggle with too, honestly. But I think that's what it's going to come down to. And like Doctor Strange is really not much different than Tony Stark himself, right? Like go watch Doctor Strange, go watch Iron Man, and these guys, they're not much different from each other. That's why they kind of clash with each other in the MCU. In case you don't know that as well. Evan Peters' Nightmare. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard that rumor as well. Evan Peters' Nightmare, which actually plays great along with Wanda Vision and everything that we know so far. Phoenix Strange and Blunt Widow. Phoenix Strange and Blunt. Phoenix Strange. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're talking about what's his name? Yeah. Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, and yeah. And Emily Blunt is Black Widow. Yeah. Someone can play multiple characters. Yeah, absolutely. Gemini. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not against that. Yeah. She played two characters. Yeah. I have no problem with that. And that's what I'm saying too. Like with the whole thing in the multiverse of madness is it doesn't really matter. Because it's just the multiverse, so they can do whatever they want to. While that's a good thing, it can also be a bad thing as well. You know what I mean? And it's not a bad thing, as in like, oh, things get mixed up and you don't know what's what anymore. That's not a bad, because you already know, like, that's just a different multiverse. You can completely disregard all of that. The only thing is it's going to be their way to bring in all of these other characters, for sure. Bringing in a lot of these other characters and things like that into the current continuity of things going on. And but hearing these rumors, okay, I want to get back into that. Hearing these rumors for Doctor Strange and what they're going through with Shuma-Gorath and everything really only makes me think that we will be getting Conan soon as well, because we know this is a character they've got. I think Conan is a character that I think a lot of people would be interested in seeing. I know my man Captain Pennsylvania would be absolutely excited to see that. But Shuma-Gorath actually does play into a lot of the stuff with Conan as well, through Crom, and even along with kind of like what's going on right now in, like I said, the Savage Avengers, where we see like Kulan-Gath is somebody that has been fighting against Doctor Strange numerous times, as well as Conan. And like he basically, Conan is brought into the modern times. I believe he's brought here by Kulan-Gath. Was it Kulan-Gath? I have to go back and reread that at the very beginning. But he got brought back. He got brought to present time from that. So all of these things going on, and plus everybody's always talking about like Jonathan Hickman's X-Men. Could that be the way that they bring in the mutants into the MCU as well? Could be. I mean, I think it could be, but I think altogether, for the most part, I don't know. I see this as a way they could be bringing in Conan as well, with the talks of Shuma-Gorath leading in with Crom. Like I said, you get Shuma-Gorath along with that. We've got the talks here of Brother Voodoo. We've got all of these different people here being talked about coming into this thing. So it seems highly likely that would happen. I mean, even with Conan, I mean, we've even heard talks with, the Time Variance Authority with Loki. So that could be another way as well that they always bring him in. More than likely, it's not going to be that. It'd be through somebody like I said, like the Shuma-Gorath, or through the Shuma-Gorath characters. So I don't know. They recast T'Challa. They better make him smart, have shadow magic, and be King of the Dead. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Now here's the thing with the recasting of T'Challa. Do you think they're going to recast T'Challa? I mean, I think they should recast him. Now the thing is they're going to have to get somebody that is a good actor, obviously, and somebody that can kind of live up to, fill that role and live up to Chadwick Boseman and what he did with that character, and how big and epic that character is anyway, and how important it was in the MCU, and just all together in the modern cultural, the pop culture landscape. They need to bring in somebody with that kind of gravitas, if you will, right? They need somebody with that kind of what do they call it? Panache. You know what I'm talking about. They need somebody with that. And I'll be honest with you, for that, they're probably going to have to get a relatively unknown. I think that's probably their best bet if they're going to recast, is finding somebody who's relatively unknown but does have the talent to do it. Because I think anybody else who is already known comes with an expectation. And that expectation out of that person, out of that particular actor, along with the expectation that people will want out of Black Panther T'Challa, it sounds like a recipe for disaster. That's why I think, if they do it, and I think I'm okay if they do, I think it's better if they get an unknown. So expectations altogether are of the actor themselves, of what they bring as an actor, that expectation, or maybe their reputation, if you will, of roles they've done and stuff like that, is at a low. But somebody that's good enough, that has the talent at the same time, that can live up to that. That can live up to that. I think that's really their best way forward like that, if they recast, which I really do think they will. It seems ridiculous to let that character, how important that character is to this universe, and even altogether, just go. Now, at the same time, I get how everybody is going to be emotionally attached to Chadwick Boseman being in that role and playing that character as well, and won't want to see it ever be recast. And I get that too. But at the end of the day, this is the MCU. This is a business that they're running, and I see no reason why they can't recast and do a good job doing so. And here's the thing, is part of that too is knowing that they cannot fill the shoes of Chadwick Boseman. So they shouldn't even try, right? They shouldn't even try. And that's the important thing, I think, if they do go to move forward and recast this and recast him. I think that's going to be something important. But I do think they should. I do think they should. I do think they should move. Definitely. I think they should recast, and that doesn't mean that they can't do the whole, Shuri becomes, Black Panther thing or any of that. That's not to say that they can't do any of that, because, again, Black Panther is definitely a mantle, right? And it is something that has happened in the comics. I know people don't like hearing that, and believe me when I say it's kind of pick and choose on that stuff when it comes to that. But the thing is like they could do that and still bring back T'Challa at recast and all of that stuff as well. I think they could do that. Again, it will be hard for people to accept, but I think trying to get that acceptance is better than scrapping this highly important character to this universe altogether. And honestly, I can't even think that Chadwick Boseman would want them to do that. Right? I can't imagine that, you know, in his wishes that he would want them to do that. He would want this character that means so much to so many to live on. And this character, T'Challa, not just this character of Black Panther, but this actual character of T'Challa to carry on because of the connection and everything and the family connections going on with this whole storyline, right? But that's just if you ask me. I could be completely wrong. I could be wrong. Mike Porter says, I'm back for a second. When two friends stream at the same time, I only have one device. Get your wife's device too. Snatch your wife's phone too. And be like, all good, man. You can come back and rewatch me, man. You can come back and rewatch me. It's all good, man. I don't care if they recast or pass the mantle. Yeah. And here's the thing is, I think they should do both. I think they should recast, and it's okay if they pass the mantle temporarily until they get that recasting done, right? I think they could do both. Keely Chow, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well today. But anyway, guys, that's just some of the things, you know, the leaks and stuff that have happened here over the weekend. Again, there was plenty more where we got those where we heard that they brought on those sisters that are writers of the Bob's Burger TV show to pen the script for a Deadpool 3 for the MCU, which I think could be very cool and very good, and they could do so many things with that. What else was there, man? There were like I seen like a lot of they were talking about Wanda Vision as well, about how it's going to be doing the thing that we already knew. It's going through the decades, and they were talking about how it's going through these family sitcoms through the decades, which obviously, it looks like we're going everywhere from Leave It to Beaver, probably even before that, all the way. They said it's going all the way through current stuff, going through things like Family Matters, going on through that to the what they even say, like the shaky kind of cam thing, to things like The Office and things like that, where they are breaking the fourth wall. The characters are, which only brings into what? What is that? What does that go into? But reality TV, right? Which is great, considering this is the Wanda Vision show and what's going to be coming out of it. Where it goes from being these regular family sitcoms, to things like Big Brother, to these competitions, right? Especially if you consider if they went through to a series like even Blackish, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's on ABC, is it not? Is that ABC? Which they would own that? I could be wrong there. That might be CBS. But, just like stuff like that, like those family sitcoms where they're playing on that. But then it also goes into reality TV. And maybe this is kind of what starts to break her, is they're going to show some of that, some of how society has changed, and some of those changes through Wanda's, visions. See what I did there? And those different things like that. I don't know. But that's just if you ask me. It sounds like it's going to be very, very interesting. We will, XR. We'll do one. We'll do one very soon. Like I said, maybe we'll see if on Wednesday, maybe we can see if we can get that planned for Wednesday or something. Maybe Wednesday morning. What are your thoughts on John Krasinski, Captain America? I'd love it. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. And thank you so much for being here, Ray Hall. Ray Hall. I know I see you in the Den of Nerds live streams a lot. But yeah, I like Krasinski. Now here's the thing: is like my ultimate thing is what I've been saying for a while, and everybody here's probably heard me say this multiple times. Is I would love to see John Krasinski come in and play Doctor Doom, because I think he would be great. Because I think he's that perfect character for Doctor. I think he's good for Doctor Doom because Doctor Doom isn't necessarily just a villain; he can be a good guy. And I think John Krasinski could not even push the limits of his acting ability, but flex and show and brandish his acting prowess by being this very highly complex villain that is also a good guy. I think he could bring that humanity to the role as well, that gets people to be like, oh my god, like, dude, this guy is highly like I side with this guy, but this guy is like, he's not a good guy. You know, I think Krasinski could pull that off magnificently. How would and you know, and I know, and I was talking about this last week. Everybody keeps wanting to typecast this role through their fan casting. Everybody wants Michael Fassbender to come in and play Doctor Doom. And I'm like, but that's just him really basically coming in. That's just recasting him as Magneto, really. You know, it's the same thing. It's not the same character or anything, but like he's playing the same role essentially. You know what I mean? And that's what I think. That's why I would like to see Krasinski come in and play like a Doctor Doom. Giancarlo Esposito as Doom. I don't know. See, you know, I know that's been talked about, and they've even talked about him coming in to be Magneto, and I think he's got that presence. He could do so many things. And Giancarlo Esposito is one of those guys, like, you know, he's going to be coming into the MCU. We know that. It's undeniable. It's undeniable. He's already in Star Wars. We know these are all studios that are owned by the same parent company, so we know that they're going to be playing nice with each other. Like, look at Mads Mikkelsen, right? Look at you know what I'm talking about. Why all of a sudden I forget his name? Krennic. Why am I forgetting his name all of a sudden? The actor, you know who I'm talking. Yeah, he played Krennic. He played I can't even remember Talos' name now. But yeah. Ooh, Mr. Sinister. Oh, dang. Now, see, here's the other thing, though, is I kind of feel like Giancarlo Esposito being Doctor Doom or Mr. Sinister is almost kind of typecasting him as well. It's almost like the Michael Fassbender thing. But here's the thing, is like, we know that Giancarlo Esposito can play a great good guy as well. You know what I mean? He can play a great good guy as well. So, yeah, but ooh, man, him being Mr. Sinister, like, could you imagine? Like, remember Mando episode 4 last week? Could you imagine? Like, that's like that whole Mr. Sinister thing going. He's got that full Mr. Sinister chic going on right there. Ben Mendelsohn, there you go. Yeah, right. Jeff Winger dude as Doom. I'm not sure who Jeff Winger is. I'm not sure who that is. Kyle McKay, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, Mike Porter, MCU rules. That's right. But yeah, and like I said, Giancarlo Esposito, he definitely will be coming into the MCU soon enough. Soon enough, he's gonna be in the MCU. Yeah, and like I said, these movies, like I said, so what we've talked about here today, with through Wanda Vision, through the Multiverse of Madness, with Ms. Marvel, all of these books, or all of these shows are going to be exploding. And like I said, that's something we've even heard Kevin Feige say, and they've talked about, is like these shows going forward, and I've talked about it here, is the game changer that the MCU is doing, you know, because nobody else has done it. I don't know, there was somebody in my comments the other day talking about like, oh well, these other people have done it, but they haven't though. Like they did with the Agents of Shield and stuff. But like this really like I wouldn't say that it's not. I wouldn't say that it's not. But it's really not tied to the MCU. Like they've crossed over some of it, but this right here is a game changer. It's full on expanding the world, and all of these shows and these movies going on in this next phase, through this next phase 4, are going to be exploding all of these characters. I don't expect any of these solo films, to have less than 5 characters in them, 5 like major characters in them, to help expand it, and where they will be bringing in a lot of these other characters, like we said with this leak here. They're talking about bringing in America Chavez, Cagliostro, Shuma-Gorath. I mean, dude, that's just 3 people right there. Clea, 4. That they're going to be exploding this whole thing over. So, we're really over in all these other, like, up until like the last phase, like phase 1 and 2 didn't really do that much. Like Guardians of the Galaxy was the first one, aside from the Avengers movies, that really had a lot of these more than one main character with maybe a supporting character in there, and then bringing in one character. Where now that's not even the case. Like it's exploding. Like you've seen Civil War. They brought in a couple. They brought in Black Panther and they brought in Spider-Man, and they expanded on those characters and introduced others as well, because we even seen Zemo brought in, right? And all of these things, it's all how it's all playing in together. So, and we can see just how they're expanding with each movie, and I expect all of these movies moving forward to just be exploding all of these characters onto the screen, and they are first coming through these series and being explained through Wanda Vision, through Black Widow, which is going to be obviously being complemented by Falcon and Winter Soldier, where they're going to be introducing all the super soldiers. The Doctor Strange, I think, is going to be bringing in all those all of the multiverses, obviously, with Multiverse of Madness. We've heard talks of Ant-Man 3 already, with some very important stuff. Ant-Man 3, or Ant-Man, in case you guys don't know, is one of my favorite properties of the MCU. But they're now talking about that, and I've been talking about that for a while. Maybe I should get more back into Ant-Man talk about it exploding with all of these other characters as well. We've got the quantum realm and things like that. So I'm telling you, all of this next phase is they might as well call phase 4 the floodgates, because they're going to be freaking open this whole, like, through this whole phase. The floodgates are open. The multiverse is open. All of these characters are going to be brought in. Some it's going to be good. Some it's going to be great, and some we might not be looking so much forward to. Hey, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not looking forward to Squirrel Girl, okay? But that's not to say that they're not gonna bring it in, and Kevin Feige's gonna do a better job than the comics did with the character, right? I'll give him that. But anyway, let's see what we got. What you guys are saying here. The lead in Community. Community. I've never watched Community. I know what it is. I just don't know. Jeffrey Dean Morgan should play Mr. Sinister. Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan would be good. Yeah, he's good. My dream Doom is Dan Stevens. Dan Stevens. That sounds familiar. Snowdove, how are you doing? Ray Hall says, I'm gonna be Ezra Bridger. Hopefully. Totally different Ray Hall, man. Totally different one. Nice. Lord Veedo says, I'm back. Matthew McConaughey should play Doctor Doom. That would be kind of, that, you know what, that would actually be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. Even with him getting up there in age, that would be kind of cool. McConaughey. And I like McConaughey, man. He's a good actor. Do you think we'll ever get a Logan-like movie in the MCU? That's my only problem with these massive ensemble casts. Ray Hall, I was talking about this the other day. Logan's a huge character. Wolverine is a huge character. Probably one of the Marvel tent poles. You know, I mean, really, who you got in Marvel? Seriously, Iron Man's a big character now, but like, who are we talking about here? We're talking about Spider-Man. We're talking about Wolverine, right? You know, the big Marvel tentpole. The X-Men, okay, but like Captain America, the Iron Man, the Thors, okay, maybe the Hulk too. But a lot of these characters, they're not like the A-list characters throughout the history of the comic books. You know what I mean? A lot of them really weren't. Like, you know, like Spider-Man's the cash cow. For sure. And Logan, and I was talking about that the other week. Like, Logan and Wolverine is one that they absolutely will capitalize on, but I think they should absolutely wait for a long time before they do a solo Wolverine movie, because he's one of the ones. He's the thing that you use to build the hype. You put him in little cameos in a Falcon and Winter Soldier. You get him there in the background. You see Patch. You get a taste of him crossing over into another movie. Maybe they do an X-Men film and he's in there. Never as the prominent character. Kind of, because you know he's what everybody wants. You tease it, you put him in little things, cross him over here and there. And all of these little things until, boom, you put him in his own solo movie. Or just never do the solo movie. Just do him, make him be a prominent character in the X-Men film. And the only reason I would say that is because the Fox stuff, they went so Logan-centric, it's almost burnout. Not for me, I mean, I love the character, but a lot of people would probably feel that way, especially with them replacing Hugh Jackman. But I think it would be good for them to actually tease this character in a lot of stuff, put him in roles in a lot of stuff before they actually give him his own solo film. And also as a means to not overshadow all of the other great mutants there are that they need to bring into the MCU along with the X-Men. So yeah. Butcher from the Boys is perfect for Wolverine. Yeah, I like Carl Urban, but again, these are all big dudes. Like, my biggest thing is I want somebody that really fits the role, the size, the profile of Wolverine as close as they can get to it. And that's why for the longest time, and I'm not into fan casting, I've held on to Daniel Radcliffe. The he's talented. I don't care. Look. You got the sparkly vampire coming in to play Batman. Why can't Harry Potter be Wolverine? I mean, think about it. He's a small dude. He fits the profile. He's a small dude. And then you think about like a dude like Daniel Radcliffe's size, like how he looks already anyway, just from the things I've seen him in. You add 10, 20 pounds of muscle to that dude? Dude's freaking Wolverine. Freaking Wolverine. Can you imagine? Just all ripped and cut up Daniel Radcliffe. Plus, he's got the talent. Plus, you know that he would want to come in and freaking nail that role so he can shed again and prove once again that he's not just Harry Potter. I think that would be great. I think it would be great. But Carl Urban, Carl Urban's great, and I know. Veedo, even XR will say too. Him coming into play, Wolverine would be cool. Like, you know, there's gonna be somebody like, oh, but he already played Scourge. Yeah. Gemma Chan. Gemma Chan. Or who else could we say? What was it? You remember? I brought that one up the other day too. Agent Carter. Souza played that cop in the Avengers movie, in the first Avengers, and he played Souza in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Or in Agent Carter. Which is very much, which is weird. Isn't that weird? How Agent Carter is actually more part of the MCU than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Nah, I'm just saying. But Tom Hardy, nah. I don't know. It's not that I don't like Tom Hardy, but like I just don't see him being the role. Like, to me, Tom Hardy is an okay actor. I don't know. I just don't see him doing it. He could definitely come in and play somebody else, but also Tom Hardy, I mean, he's Venom, right? He's Venom. It's perfect. They should get an unknown actor to play him. Yeah, probably so. Or somebody that's, yeah, I could see that. We need Hulk versus Wolverine. Absolutely, we do. Spider-Man, Hulk, and Logan are Marvel's big three. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, Spider-Man, Hulk, Logan. Yeah, you know, and I think even Hulk is probably a little bit lower there, because I think even like the X-Men like the whole X-Men team is even bigger than Hulk. But I would say Hulk is right up there too. Yeah, definitely. Bryan Cranston is Norman Osborn. Yeah, but with all the talks, I would still love to see Willem Dafoe come. How could you not put Willem Dafoe in something? How can you not bring Willem Dafoe into the MCU? God, dude. Yeah, yeah. That's good for the Goblin. Yeah. Dark Avengers. Yeah. He was in both spoilers. What? Who was in both spoilers? What are you talking about? Dude, Tony Stark called Fat Thor the dude, and that's the villain from Iron Man 1. Right? That's meta. That's for Will Morgan and Meta Egg. Absolutely. The dude abides. Yeah. Because I don't have all the movie rights for Hulk, so he is a secondary character. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And here's the thing, at the point where Hollywood is at, and the studios and everything and all this stuff going forward, the current thing that we see going on in Hollywood, I fully expect to see every single one of these studios playing nice with each other from here on out. They need to, for their own good. Sony can survive perfectly fine without the MCU and make their own Spider-Man movies 100%. But it's only more beneficial if they come to mutual terms, which they have for the most part so far, with Disney, and continue to do what they're doing and just play nice. Same thing with, what is it? Isn't it Universal that owns the Hulk rights? The thing is they, at this point, they really have no choice. But to play nice. Universal, what are they going to do with Hulk? They ain't doing nothing with him. Sony, they could continue, like I said, they could continue and be fine. But ultimately, with the way everything's going in Hollywood right now, their only real smart option at this point right now, for the foreseeable future, is to play nice with each other and continue to collaborate together to make these movies and build this world. I really don't see any other way around it. To be honest. Otherwise, I mean, will Sony, without Marvel, have the money to make a high budget and great Spider-Man film? Will Universal, I'm pretty sure it's Universal, have the money and want to sink money into making? Because they're essentially going to have to start over again. A new Hulk movie? A new Hulk franchise? You know, Sony, even if they took Spider-Man out, I don't think they want to continue in that world with Spider-Man. They would want to change it. And they could still do that with Tom Holland, but they would want to do what they could to disconnect that. And that all sounds like a huge mistake. And that's why I don't think I think that's why they're going to continue to play. I think that's why they'll start to play nice from here on out. So is it with both Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and, yeah, Agent Carter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember if he was actually in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or not. I couldn't remember how they worked all that in. Do you think we'll see Craven in Spider-Man 3 with all the multiverse rumors? Man. I think we'll see Craven soon. I don't know about Spider-Man 3, though. That would be great, though. That would be great. I don't know about Spider-Man 3, though. But I think he'll be coming. I think what's going to happen with the Sony Spider-Man thing is we're going to get through Spider-Man 3, and they're probably going to... We will know more at that point. After production probably wraps and they start moving forward with this. I think we'll know at that point, moving forward, where they will go with that. Where they will go with that for sure. Most of my fan castings are mostly Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Vikings actors, right? Right? Well, because those are popular franchises that a lot of people have kind of tried to cling to and get into because it helps them get these bigger roles and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Like that. What Stranger Things? You know, just like we see all these shows, like because that's the thing, right? I mean, yeah. Because a lot of these streaming shows, they are getting higher productions, better budgets, and things like that to make better films. So yeah, absolutely. They should hold out to get all of their characters back like they did with the Fantastic Four and X-Men. Maybe so, Kyle, but here's the thing: is at this point, Universal's not going to sell for the same reason that Sony's not going to sell. At this point, even with the MCU, they built this character up enough to make it their own cash cow. Now, I mean, Universal could come to a point where they're like, oh, we do need the money, and we could sell for this much, and we could settle a little bit on our end, but we still need to get paid. And Disney don't have that kind of money. They don't have that kind of money right now to pay for another character, to get the rights back. They certainly don't have the money to pay to get Spider-Man back. So that happening anytime soon, I don't see it happening. And that's why I say the one thing I do see happening is what we've seen with Sony and Disney is they will continue to play nice and probably only get nicer. Probably only get better at the reciprocating, all that stuff. Yeah. But that's why, it's because of that buyout too, is because they don't have the money for it. I'm excited about Jon Snow and Robb Stark in Eternals. Yeah. I haven't watched those shows, so I don't really know those like the character. Like I know what you're referring to. But yeah, I can't wait for Eternals as well. Hopefully it's good. I don't know much about the Eternals in the comics in the first place neither, so it'll be interesting. Like, cause like for me, the MCU is kind of what got me back into reading comics again, because I hadn't read comics in 25 plus years until like I got excited about the MCU again. I'm like, man, I need more. So yeah, and five or so good Marvel Netflix show characters. Yeah, I haven't seen Game of Thrones. Yeah, me neither. I haven't seen Game of Thrones neither. But anyway, guys, we're gonna call it a day here. We're gonna call it the end of the stream here. Thank you all so much for being here today, as I was nerding out, talking a little bit about the Kamala Khan character, Ms. Marvel. Some of the things being talked about out there with some of those production photos that have leaked out there. Yeah, right. I know you. I'm onto you, Kevin Feige. You leaking this stuff on purpose. Referring to some of that, we also got into some of these Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness rumors as well. There was a leak that came out on from 4chan that was posted on Reddit. Kind of went through that and talked about that, and then got in and interacted with you all. Thank you all so much for being here today. Always a great time to be hanging out here with you guys. You all have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.